If your child comes to you and they tell you that they have been essayed or touched inappropriately or they feel uncomfortable when they're around somebody, please believe that child. Let the police do their jobs. If you feel uncomfortable because the person that they're alleging is a family member that you may love, it could be a spouse, it could be a sibling or whatever, let the police do their job. Please believe that child until further evidence has been collected and fight for that child. Even if it comes out that it may not have been that, okay, let people investigate if your child comes to you. Do not say that I prayed and the Lord told me that this child was lying, because I have seen that from my own eyes and knew that the people who were praying were lying. So many things have come out this past week with celebrity Christian people who are allegedly could be hiding that a young child had been inappropriately touched by possibly a family member. And I'm tired of people putting God in this. It infuriates me to hear people say that a child, young children, that they're making up things, they're lying, and we know that kids lie. We know that kids do lie. We know that sometimes things are misconstrued. We know that sometimes things are not always the way that it is. But if a child comes to you and says, such and such has been touching me, or you see that they react differently when someone comes around, or you see that this child's behavior has changed, there is something going on. It may not be what that child said exactly, but an investigation needs to be had. Do not pray and say that the Lord told you that these kids are lying. And even if you did pray and you heard that, keep that to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Write it down in a journal. So if an investigation happens and it comes out that maybe this child is not lying, and then we have to figure out why is this child lying about this? Is it not that person that did it? Is it somebody else? Is it something that they're watching? Is it something that they've seen? Is it something that another child told them? We have to be very careful when we put the Lord in stuff. We're always saying what God said. No, sometimes you in your feelings. Sometimes you are in your feelings. And I am so upset right now. People of God, I love God. I love Jesus, all of that. And I believe that some people do hear from God, but I believe some people don't hear from God. And I believe that sometimes egos and reputations get in the way. Money gets in the way of people doing the right thing. Don't you ever sit and let somebody tell you when your child come to you and say, I have been inappropriately touched, or somebody inappropriately did something, and somebody high off the hog who ain't got no conviction, who want to save their reputation, who want to save face, tell you that you prayed and the Lord told you. Go sit down. Go sit down. I'm not saying that you didn't hear from the Lord, but on most stuff, these people are not hearing from God. They are trying to save their reputation. They are trying to save face. How about if you did hear from God? Let's say you did. Go ahead and call the police. Call Child Protective Services. I don't care how uncomfortable it is. It is extremely uncomfortable in these situations, especially when there's family members, especially when there's people that we love are involved. It is uncomfortable and it's embarrassing. But I'd rather that than somebody be inappropriately touched, a child, and we not fight for them and make sure, because what I'm going to say is, you know what, this is about to be real uncomfortable, everybody, but you know what, we got to do our due diligence to make sure, let's clear you of any wrongdoing. So let's do what we got to do. Let's get everybody involved. Let's scrape the surface. Let's make sure, let's find out. Let's get everybody involved so we can make sure we clear you. If that's how you felt. I'm going to tell you a story real quick, because I have been involved in too many of these situations and found out, okay, somebody may have not said the whole truth, but something was going on. And it may not have technically been the person that was accused, but something was going on. That's why an investigation needs to be had, so you can find out what is going on. Clear the person that might be getting lied on. That's fine. Or find out that they are McNasties, touching on everybody. Or find out what's really going on. Did that kid see something? Did they hear something? Or are their friends going through it? I used to be a mandated reporter, and I had a few people on my caseload that they was something else. But guess what? If they told me something, and they usually did, it was a story probably almost every month. Every few days, it was something going on. And there were a few people on my caseload that would tell me things like, hey, such and such touched me inappropriately. This happened, whatever. Guess what I did? I wrote it down, verbatim, what they said, regardless of my feelings, because I knew these people. I knew most of them was probably not telling the truth. I knew some of the delusion that they had, but they had been touched previously, or things had been done, or they had seen things. And because of their abilities and certain mindsets, some things would reoccur. Sometimes they would have dreams. Sometimes things would actually be happening. So guess what I did? I just wrote it down and I told the appropriate people, and what they did was they investigated. They made sure that it was wrong or right. They cleared people, or they did not clear people, but I didn't have to have an opinion about it. And if I did have an opinion about it, guess what? It didn't matter, because I was a mandated reporter, and whatever they said, I wrote down and I just told what they said. I didn't side with anybody. I didn't say it didn't happen. I sent the report to the people who could investigate it, who could either clear the person or not clear the person. And that's what we got to start doing, especially as people of the body of Christ, because I am tired of seeing the manipulation. I'm so heated right now. It don't even make good sense that we as Christian people, we keep siding with people. Even if this did not happen, a proper investigation should have occurred to clear the person or to find out exactly what was going on. We keep putting God in so much stuff. And what I don't like, and this is a whole nother topic, the manipulation and the Jezebel spirit of the church. When you don't comply and you don't want to do something that the leader supposedly is allegedly saying, then all of a sudden you got the wrong spirit and your family gonna die and you cursed and you crazy. We got to stop that. God did not give us authority to abuse people. God did not give us authority to cover up wrongdoings. God did not give us authority to become like the world, where we got to have power and we got to manipulate people. We got to stop that. And when it comes to a child, I have another story. I knew a young lady personally that lied on every man that came across her path. You look at her wrong and she said you touched her. But guess what? We had to report it. First of all, because of her ability level. Second of all, because she had been touched previously and nobody reported it. Now, I didn't know her at the time because I would have told. But most times when things got reported and people, she just lying. She like, okay, let her lie and let the people, and it does, let me be clear. It does muddy the water and it brings a lot of worms out, because somebody who could possibly be innocent is being put in a forefront in a light like that. Nobody's reputation, you don't want to tarnish anybody's reputation that this is not happening to. But the sad part about it is there is something possibly going on somewhere else that you have to get out. This is a very touchy subject. It is extremely uncomfortable, but we have to be vigilant. When kids start saying certain things, we have to start saying, okay, we got to check into this. Not, no, I prayed about it and God said it didn't happen, so we about to push it under the rug. We don't want to hear about it no more. We don't want to talk about it no more. I've even heard about people lately who have been SA'd by members of churches. They're grown folks now and they still are being affected by this. The church got to wake up and stand up. The problem is, if people are doing this and the church is always pushing it under the rug, or not even the church, the world, period. We push these things under the rug because it's our brothers, fathers, sisters, cousins, mothers. Any adult that is putting their hands on children inappropriately need to be investigated. They need to be punished, period. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care what your position is in the church. I don't care what position you are in your organization. You're the CEO of the biggest company in the world. This cannot keep happening. And what y'all don't realize is, you pushing this under the rug, these people cannot get the proper help that they need, period. This is being pushed under the rug. These people are not being punished or being held accountable. And they are doing this to multiple people, multiple children. They're abusing their own families. They're abusing their neighbors' kids. This is the problem. We can't keep sweeping this under the rug. These people are not getting the help and the proper punishment that they deserve, because we don't want to look silly. It is very uncomfortable. I've been in this situation many a times, personally and professionally. It is extremely uncomfortable. And especially when you find out that the person that has been accused gets cleared. And then, I'm not trying to be funny, sometimes when the person who has, who's been accused, sometimes I don't feel in my spirit that they should have been. I'm like, I don't know. That was a little shaky there, because I didn't see them looking. But guess what? If they get cleared criminally, you are innocent until proven guilty. But at least do the investigation. Don't say the investigation is happening, then you go behind your people's back and say, you know what? We decided we're not even going to go forward with this. No, let the investigation go forward. Let the investigation go forward. We have to fight for these kids. It's too much stuff going on. Y'all laugh at P. Diddy and P. Diddy's little cousins and all them slipping and sliding on baby oil and all that good stuff. But y'all in here acting a fool. Y'all out here got people messing with little kids and y'all ain't reporting stuff. Y'all little P. Diddy Juniors out here. Y'all, especially the church. We got to wake up. We can't keep letting people do these kinds of things behind closed doors. This is why people don't want to come into church. This is a big reason. I've talked to several people who like, man, I ain't trying to come in that church. That pastor was trying to talk to me. That pastor did this, and we sweep it under the rug. Don't talk about the church. No, we need to talk about it. We need to talk about it. Everybody need to be everybody need to be held accountable, especially the people of the cloth. This is why half of y'all sitting down now. Oh, I got a little discretion. I'm gonna have to sit myself down. No, you should have been sat down. Somebody should have been sat you down. But because money is involved, ego is involved, authority is involved, then y'all cover this stuff up. And then 20 years later, here it comes out. Now y'all gotta fire people. Y'all gotta have people signing NDAs and all kind of weird, crazy stuff because y'all done let mess go on. And y'all wives who know that your husbands are out here messing with all these women and messing with these kids, shame on you. Shame on you. Protect the flock. Protect the flock. I'm so tired of it. I am enraged. People of God, we got to stop. It is time out to be sitting here not taking up for the body of Christ, especially our children. I just want everybody to know. I've had things that have happened in my life. I've done things as kids and things like that that was inappropriate. And I will not, as an adult, I will not stand for it. Period. I will tell on you. Matter of fact, Lord help me, because I may have to lay hands seriously. I don't play about this kind of stuff. And the church should not play either. Don't you dare tell somebody who told you that their kid had been touched inappropriately and you go into prayer and say God said it wasn't true. How dare you? How dare you lie on God like that? And even if he did tell you, investigate. Are you an investigator? Are you a police officer? Are you a child protective service person? No. Have them investigate to make sure that such and such is cleared. Y'all got to stop with this mess. This is total foolishness and God ain't pleased. God is not pleased. And with y'all telling everybody y'all the voice of God and all this stupid mess and these old women who running these ministries and stuff sitting here firing their own kids and covering up stuff that could allegedly happen. Shame on you. Now, I don't get this fired up and all that other stuff, but judgment got to come. When babies are involved, now, if you was a grown woman and you out here spewing your royal oats with these husbands and all that, that's on y'all. That's on y'all. Y'all consenting adults run around acting like you ain't got no sense. That's on y'all. That happens all the time, but that ain't this. What's this is that a young child could have possibly been, or young children are possibly being inappropriately touched. And then we had these stupid old people running around here talking about what God said. That probably God ain't told you nothing. God, you ain't even cleaned up your own life. And God is running around telling you that a little baby is lying. Why would kids lie about something like that if they haven't seen something or something? Maybe they didn't get touched like they said. But something is going on when a child who has been in a protective bubble is saying something of that nature. They didn't heard it. They didn't seen it. Why not get to the root of that? People of God, we got to do better. And I will not sit here and be silent. Not about something like this. And nobody else, everybody who is around somebody with some influence and you know that an abuse has happened, because something like this has personally happened in the circles that I have been in, and it's being covered up. Oh, it's going to come out. It's going to come out. Y'all can't keep hiding. I love everybody. I do. And I'm praying for healing for everybody. Healing for these families that don't understand what's going on. Healing for the people who have even covered this up, that you would get off your high horse and stand in unity with your family and say, I know this happened to you, but I'm with you. I'm standing with you for healing. And if you need justice, then we stand together. Let's get this investigated to get you justice or get somebody cleared. It's time out. Y'all all gonna be exposed, period, point blank. And I'm praying for it because we can't keep hiding this mess. There's too many people getting messed up over this crap. No more, y'all. No more. It's Regina Long with Not So Perfect Parenting.